Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Ashley Powers, and I'm going to be presenting on Alaska, an Arctic port destination, and this is by me. So here we go. So we're starting off with the port destination history. So Alaska has a few different ports. So there's Anchorage, there's Fairbanks, and there's Juneau. So I chose Juneau to kind of mainly talk about because I thought, you know, from what I was reading and stuff, it's one of the main ports being used again with like Fairbanks and Anchorage. Um, and there's like a lot of cruises going to visit there. And it's also the capital of Alaska. And it has just such a rich history behind it. And, I always think capitals have some of the most amazing sort of activities going on. There's always like town hall you can visit. There's always like different museums and everything. So I thought it was the most encompassing of that. So the Juneau port was built around the 1800s. This is just kind of what I gathered from some of the research that I did. A lot of it didn't really want to give specific like dates or timelines for that. Um, so I just kind of guessed a little bit. Um, so before this all was happening, it was just a fishing ground for the Tlingit people who are native to the Alaskan lands. And then after that, it became a mining town in the 1880s after European contact. So European contact was about like 1794 or something like that. So that's why I built like the head of the port was built around the 1800s because again it's like very close in time, and the Europeans would have wanted ports like that. Um, so yeah, but since then it's just been like upgraded and upgraded to what it is now. So number of ships. Oops. Okay. So they have about six ships in port at any usual amount of time. And the reason behind this number is they have like six main docking stations at the port. Two are mainly set aside for cruise ships. And I think another two or three of those is set aside for like bulk carriers or cargo carriers. And like probably the other one is just for like, smaller ferries, little tugboats, stuff like that. So yeah. So the bare minimum of ships docked there is about 1 to 2 ships. Um, at any given time, there can be more, there can be less, but usually an average is about 1 or 2. So moving on, ship sizes. So the size of ships they allow again vary, as I mentioned earlier, from like large cruise ships to cargo and bulk carrier ships, even ferries and smaller tugboats. So they limit it to these kind of ships because they do have a few different docks to help accommodate each ship size and, get everything done that they need to do for each of the ships. Busiest port days. Whoops, I will move my thing. Busiest port days. So the busiest days are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I had to do a lot of digging for this. Actually, like there wasn't really anything that wanted to kind of say what those were. So I finally found a kind of catalog of like 2018, 2019, how many ships were like docked at it, um, you know, each day. And I just kind of looked at the dates because it was given by date. So I just kind of like went through kind of like month by month. Um, and those were the three most consistent days that were just like reoccurring with like 5 to 6 ships at a time. So those are the busiest days. And I kind of hypothesized on this. I was kind of thinking like, why would those be the busiest port days? So I thought they were busiest because most people board and exit cruises on the weekend and then begin their week filled, you know, with the cruise travels. So like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like they'll either be, you know, getting to the destination that they want to be at, or they're in going to travel, go explore, go on different excursions and things like that. So that's kind of my guess as to why those 3 days are the busiest for them. Um, yeah. Okay, on to the excursions, which is probably my favorite part of this whole presentation. Um, and this first excursion is probably my favorite out of the 3 that I had to find for you guys. I absolutely love it. So the first is Juneau dog sledding and helicopter tour. So I just love animals, love dogs, and I thought this was just the perfect thing. I also think dog sledding is just very Alaskan, especially with the Iditarod, which is like a sled dog race, which spans like for a week or something. Like it's very encompassing of Alaskan culture. So I thought I would share this with you guys. So the description is just kind of like a scenic helicopter ride with the tour of the sled dog facility, sled dog ride, and plenty of photo opportunities. It is very pricey. I was like, wow, this is very expensive, but I think it's worth it. It is $555 per person. And then it's another $100 if you weigh over 280 pounds. That is due to safety reasons. So they're going to have more specialized equipment, um, to fit the person. Make sure that whatever they have can withstand the weight, not break under it. Um, things like that. It is a safety reason, not to embarrass anybody. Um, I know that might make you feel bad, if you do way over that, but it's not for that. It's purely for safety reason, just to keep you safe. So, kind of the experience. So you go on the magical helicopter ride first, which takes you up to Herbert Glacier, and you do get to see the Mandel Glacier, which is the main, like, biggest, most notorious glacier in Juneau. And yeah, it's the one that a lot of people come to see, love to hike, and all of that. So after that, you land and you're at the facility, and you first get to tour the facility and go kind of play with the sled dogs and just meet them, and then you go on your sled ride with them, and it is about a 3-hour duration. Yeah, and they do recommend to bring very little. The helicopter station, before you get on the helicopter and leave, they do have a few snacks for you in the bathroom, but up on Herbert Glacier, they don't really have that available for you. So just kind of think ahead, plan ahead wisely with that. You can bring cameras and GoPros. Like I said, there are plenty of photo opportunities around. They also suggest you bring like sunglasses, gloves, because it can get very cold, but also there's like a lot of sun with the snow reflecting it. So just kind of keep that in mind. And lastly, tip money incidentals. So on all of these, I'm gonna just a blanket statement on all of these. There were no incidental tip money noted. I thought, at least for most of them, it's probably included in the cost, especially this one with that high of a price. Um, it's probably included, because there are probably a lot of things that can go wrong with this. So yeah, and if you want to tip them, again, I would probably just suggest like $10 to $15. Again, like just the regular, like, American tipping standards, um, like restaurant or any other excursion. So then we have the whale watching tour. Again, I told you guys I love animals, so I just thought this would be another animal thing, but a little bit less hands-on. So you take a guided bus tour to Aku Bay, where guests aboard the boat, and they get to see the whales with an experienced guide. So the price is $130 per person and $110 for children ages 2 to 12. So I just thought this was actually really nicely priced for what you are getting. Like they do include a lot. So for the experience, first of all, I thought this was amazing. They give you 100% guarantee that guests will see whales in the tour, or you get your money back, which I thought that was so amazing. And there is a sense of certainty that you will see whales on your tour, which is amazing. They also include they also include food and drink. So it's just like probably like bottled water and a light snack, along with like a heated boat. Um, so yeah, and it's 4.5 hours long. Purses and backpacks are allowed, cameras are allowed, all of that jazz. You can also bring your own snacks and your own beverages, as long as the beverages are not alcoholic, then you're all good. Again, as I stated earlier, no incidental tip money noted, probably included in ticket costs. Um, but again, there's not really a lot I think that can go wrong with this. Maybe like a whale landing on the boat, but I do think they keep a safe distance away from them, so should be perfectly fine. And then leading into alcoholic beverages, the last excursion I picked was the Juneau Brewery tasting. So I thought, okay, the first two were kind of like more outdoorsy. Here's something that people can stay in, be a little bit warm, and just enjoy. So description is just exploring the Alaskan history of brewing, which started a while ago, and sampling some of their products. The price is pretty nice. Just $25 per person. It is, I put 21 and older tour, but kids are allowed. They, of course, can't drink though, and they have to be accompanied by a parent or a guardian. They cannot just be left alone to run around. So experience, there's a tasting bar, which is included in the fee. So you just get this with your regular admission, and you can try all the different types of Alaskan beer. And you can see the different types of brewing systems that they have. They even meet the brewmasters, and that is an hour and 45 minutes, which I think is a good amount of time. And all they really recommend to bring is just photo ID to show that you are 21 or older so you can drink. And again, no incidental tip money noted, probably included in ticket cost. Again, for tipping that we could probably do just the regular standard of 10 to 15% of the price. And I think you can also, I think here as well, at least at the brewing company that I looked at for this tasting, you can also just like buy regular beer. Like if you taste something and you just want a full one of it, just go ahead and buy one. Just super awesome as well. And yeah, that is it. Here are all of the works cited. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.